Alright, so I'm going to go through the lengthy process, of course, preparing all of these parts, painting. And I wanted to touch on a few comments that I've received a couple of days ago in regards to some of my builds. The one thing I didn't do with the Zaku Amazing Custom was I didn't do any pre-shading. Something that I did with my 1/500 scale battleship, space battleship, Yamato 2199. Not everything has to be pre-shaded, guys. Sometimes you want to do something simple, and sometimes you want to do something unique, or something both. Zaku Amazing could have been done that way. I could have, but I decided not to. So, after reviewing, looking at the parts and looking at the pictures of the Strike Rouge Ootori, now going to be known Strike Gundam Ootori, I'm going to do the pre-shading with this. There is something that I saw on Facebook a while back. I forgot who it was. He did a great paint job using the shield of the GP01 as a test. There's something with like stencil type like wear, like it's kind of hard to explain if I can't find the photograph. Yeah, these. And he did a mixture of two colors. He took white and very light gray and mixed it together and had a very unique milky shade look to it, almost like a pre-shading. I've been meaning to find that so I could try that. But in essence, doing the pre-shading is as simple as me priming the parts, of course. Whoops. Me priming the parts. And painting, doing the pre-shading with a very light gray, and then the white. Don't think black will be a good idea unless I use a darker color. Well, I've tried black before, and then red didn't work well. It's kind of, I gotta find something that talks about pre-shading. I just can't ever seem to find the link to it. If anybody has some useful links in regards to pre-shading, I would appreciate it if you guys can send it to me so I can take a look at this and follow up on it. Get some feedback, get some ideas. So at this moment in time, I'm going to separate a few parts here, get it out of the way, knowing where it belongs so it doesn't get mixed up. And then I'll just spend some time, of course, cleaning up all the parts so it could be all put on, you know, alligator clips and prepare for priming. So what you see here are all the parts classified in specific trays, as I demonstrated here. We have the hot pinkish colors. We have a very light gray, blue, set of red, all the charcoal parts. Two sets of dark. We have a dark charcoal and a black. So we have black, dark charcoal or dark gray, and in a normal gray tone, neutral or medium gray. And then finally, we have white and very light pink. Considering that the pink is going to be repainted as white, didn't see myself separating it together. So they're all going to be mixed. You know, it's all a mixed bag right here. Now, some of the parts that I decided not to take apart or take it off the tree, the beam effect off the anti-ship sword, the clear parts here, which I should probably, you know what, I might as well just get it out of the way and have it to the side when I need it. And the stand, a custom stand, unlike the original stand that came with the Strike Gundam and Strike Rouge Master Grade, where it was more like a platform where the robot, the mobile suit was launching, a launch platform, like kind of the same thing that you've seen on the Master Grade version of the Gundam Mark II and the Zeta Gundam from the Zeta Gundam series. And I'm sorry about it, was the Mark II versions. So right now I'm going to take the time to remove all the flash, sand them down very lightly, not to damage it. I have to classify this in a way where I can actually put some parts in together. I do see some parts that I think I may have to assemble immediately, like, you know, these two parts that represent the sword. But I don't know if at the end of the sword there's something that it has to latch on, so I gotta review that. I gotta review the beam rifle. I think that's a part that I can actually assemble together and get it out of the way. So there are things we could cheat and then we can put together, and there are things that we cannot. Inner frame will definitely be assembled first, so we can have an overall look of what the kit looks like. And then I may not do that in a way, because I kind of run into problems where when I paint the inner frame, I have to be mindful of the joints, because now I have to bend the joints in one way, spray paint it, and bend it in another way and spray paint it. So it's not consistent and it's a little tough. So I think what I'll do is try to find a way where I can cheat around there and then paint it and then assemble it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I may call an audible on this in regards to the metallic red and the metallic blue. As much as I like to try that, it doesn't seem right to do a panel. I did mention, of course, that I may do a little pre-shading. So if I do a pre-shading part and then mix it in with a metallic part, it doesn't seem to look right unless it's some sort of trim or the inner frame itself. The inner frame I can understand, I can get away with it because it, make it either metallic or something. But to have a portion of the armor metallic and then the rest, dull, normal color, may not be a wise idea. So I have to recalculate that, and maybe I have to get the paints that I need to proceed with this. Alright, so let me stop babbling and let me begin cleaning up all this, and then we'll move on to the next part of this kit. Okay, so what you see here are all the pinkish armored parts of the Strike Rouge. I just finished cleaning it up, sanding them down, make sure it's nice and neat. The one thing I had a little trouble with is this guy over here along the sides of this part. And I'm displaying this because I wanted to explain about my concept of pre-shading. Since I'd done pre-shading with the Yamato, the Yamato was easier because it was a bigger kit. It had a lot of surface area. Not so much with this guy. This one, all the armors are, even though this constitutes pretty much a large portion of the armor, they're in pieces and very small. I guess I have to figure out how to, I gotta use it. I'll use this as an example. So I have to pre-shade areas along the corner edges, around here, around all this, there and there. So that's one example. Another example is this one. This is the portion of the arm armor. So you gotta pre-shade all that around here, 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 down there, around. Another example, of course, is the skirt armor. So I have to pre-shade here all around, a line through there, slash 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 like that. And the round and something like this one, this is more rounded. I guess I have to put one line there, and then along the leading edges here and here. The shoulder armor. I don't have to do a line anywhere. I just got to go all the way around. Maybe a little zap 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 in the corners. This one looks like it's going to be a little bit more difficult. And here's a problem why I'm saying difficulty, because I have to now find a way to control the airbrush even more more precise, and hopefully not to oversaturate the parts. So for something like this, I have to airbrush the like here, around there. Portion of the back of the head down here, dash dash all around. I think you guys got all the gist of it. This is new territory for me again. So line here, there, whatever. So that's what I have to do. Now these are the pinkish colors. Some of the other colors which I did mix up, which is going to be white either way, are the white colors. Preferably like here, the wing. Now this one had to be pre-assembled because there was no reason for me to paint it and assemble it anyway, because I was checking this out. So clearly a lot of appreciating, you know, along the areas. This one I don't have to worry about because this is going to be covered up with the black parts. But yeah, along this area here and then around here, look at this. This is a lot of detail. So you got all the line there, all that. So I have these parts. And this part here, which I'm assuming is the thruster part, which I slightly put it together so that way I can have an overall look to this. Here's one of the rail guns, which, as I was reviewing the manual, this entire part has to be painted from here up. So that's something that I have to look into. Another pinkish part, which I forgot to show, is going to be the shield. Now, as you can see, I didn't put the... This is not all the way in, just wanted to give it an overall look of how it looks like. Because even though this will be blue... Is it blue? I believe so, blue. Appreciating there in the corners, along the leading edges. I don't know about inside, but I may have to figure this out. These things will be removed, of course. Other white parts consist of the some certain trim, the fuel tanks, the missile packs, which this one can be easily removed, I believe, before I do something stupid like break it. So they will be painted individually, and if I remember correctly, I know that there's some sort of color trim here. If you guys get this kit and you decide to put on the missile pack on this, which has these little notches there, be very careful not to do that and take it off. This part here broke off. I was able to manage to remove the part from the wing, then glue it on. So if I'm going to put it on, it will be at the end of the build. So don't put it on because this thing broke off very easy. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of work. So right now, I'm going to focus on this before I focus on the other colors. I want to get through all the white colors first, do the pre-shading, and then do the final coat of white. So that way I can get that out of the way and then move on to the inner frame, black, charcoal, all that cool stuff. And speaking of inner frame, I decided to work on it a bit. Hold on a second, I just almost dropped it. Here's what the inner frame looks like. I couldn't finish the assembly of the foot because, if I remember correctly, a portion of the foot armor, I believe was part of the charcoal, but I didn't have it. I didn't pull it up yet. Didn't clean it up. So I just said, let me just do this for now to get a rough estimate of how this kit would look like. So I cleaned it up and it's ready to go. Very simple though. I haven't worked on an inner frame look like this in a while, so here we go. Let's begin priming the white parts and the pinkish parts.